Hello and welcome to the vlog update for October 2024. I am, as you can see now, back at home. Had a lovely road trip for last month's vlog update, and it was definitely needed. I think it really helped my brain sort of reset and realign some important processes. And yeah, I want to say that things have gotten a bit less hectic and more sane since then, but not really because um, I just don't know where I'm going to get all the time that I would like to have for the next month or so. So progress is going great with STARSEEDS Wanted, Enquire Within as a project, um, but I'm not going to be able to make as much progress and do as much work on it as I had been hoping to because my kind of day job is just taking over my life for the next several weeks. As several of you will already know, basically I am a teacher slash trainer slash facilitator specializing in adult education across various contexts, and I have somehow been wrangled into teaching far more courses over the next several weeks than I am really comfortable teaching across a huge breadth of topics. And that, of course, makes it really, really hard in terms of getting my brain space orientated and talking in the correct kind of language and framing for whatever group I happen to be in front of. So I'm teaching topics from, introduction to healthcare services through to communication in the workplace, through to performance skills, through to English as an additional language courses, and digital skills as well. And so constantly flipping back between one and the other and the others is really doing my head in terms of just being able to focus and string coherent sentences and communications together to anyone. And then on top of that, of course, is all the music stuff, which is entirely unrelated to that aspect of my life. But fortunately, like I said, the music progress is going fantastic. And then come December, I will have a bit more breathing room to focus again on stuff these wanted inquire within. But meanwhile, it is now well and truly into production phase, which is very exciting for me. I've got a few tracks pretty much ready to go for final mix and master. I'm sending everything for the album over to Dees again for mix and mastering, just to make sure it all sort of plays nicely together, flows well as an album. Everything's pretty coherent, and he's absolutely fantastic, such a champion. So very, very lucky and grateful that he is on board to assemble all the final pieces and put the final polish on when we're ready to go. So I'll probably be sending things over to him kind of piecemeal as the tracks become ready. It's looking like there'll be about 11 all up, including, very excitingly, 3 different versions of Lucky 13 by 3 different producers. So that is so exciting for me. And they all have very different styles. And so the interpretations of Lucky 13, if you haven't heard it yet, I had this demo of Lucky 13 up on my YouTube channel here. Last July was when I uploaded the demo. And it's very kind of arty and mysterious and kind of, I wouldn't say sinister, but maybe a little bit sinister. Definitely kind of interdimensional, maybe. Or one person, actually, one of my friends, Ray. Hey Ray, if you're watching, Ray said it was very Lovecraftian, so kind of Cthulhu, space octopus type, vibes of sinister underlying evil or something like that. But I think it's just a fun piece, and I'm really keen to see how it turns out across the 3 different producers. One of them is already done, and he has sent me the stems for Dees to now start working on, and that one is very kind of cinematic, predatory kind of interpretation, very jungle, almost kind of tribal feel to it, which suits the track so well. That's probably going to be the closest to what I had originally envisioned for the track. And I'll also try to remember to put a link to my demo of it, but you can also search for it here on my YouTube channel, Lucky 13. It'll probably be in the Jen's early demos playlist or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's super cool. And then another of the producers that I've got on board to do an interpretation is a synthwave person, and her stuff is really cool too. And then I've also got a DJ who does beats and hip hop and sort of 90s jazz funk type stuff. So huge difference in styles between them all. So it'll be super cool to see how Lucky 13 incarnates across the different producers there. And of course, I've got other producers in on other tracks. So one of those is pretty close to being finished, Starspin, and I'm actually wondering if maybe Starspin will be a good candidate for me to release in kind of mid-December as one last single before it's time to start pushing the album. Starspin is, again, a fairly different vibe from other stuff. It's more kind of EDM, kind of danceable anyway, and lyrically minimal. So there are lyrics, but not sort of not to the extent that I usually have lyrics in my songs that do have lyrics. I have done a couple of instrumental pieces, like on my EP from 2022. There was Right Here and Double Flat, which were instrumentals. But yes, so Starspin will have minimal lyrics, but still some lyrics, and it'll be a kind of dancey, kind of chill, maybe down tempo-ish. I don't know. Can you be down tempo and dancey at the same time? I guess we'll find out. And anyway, so I'm contemplating that one as the next single and the last single for the album before it's properly released. So that'll be fun. And yeah, beyond that, I'm just trying to keep all of the balls in the air, trying to keep on top of emails and feedback and all of the admin stuff that has to go along with creating a project like this. So it is pretty intense, and I'm definitely conscious of the fact that I struggle to string words together into coherent sentences at the moment, just because my brain is constantly like, go, 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 go. But it's all in good fun. And the extra hours teaching, of course, mean extra funds to make sure that the album is extra polished. So there's always that, right? And then in December, like I said, I'll be winding down those courses at various points in December or late November. And then I will be really focusing on the album and strategies for that and promoting that. Oh man, I don't. Promotion sucks. That is probably the least favorite thing that that a lot of people find about creating music and being a creative person in the current time period. We'll call it that, right? Like social media and the internet have really empowered artists, but also put so much pressure on trying to focus and pay attention to and cultivate things other than the art itself, which is really a distraction when you're one of those people who really requires that time carved out to focus on something to really bring it to the best that it can be. When you're constantly bombarded by distractions and responsibilities to, like promote this more, or, you need to do interviews more, or you need to blah, blah, blah. That division of attention, I think, can be really harmful to the creative process. That's one thing that I think I've come to appreciate more than I previously did. Yeah, but anyway, I guess that's the closest I've come to a whinge on this vlog, right? Wow, breaking ground all over the place this month, clearly. I'm usually pretty like, yeah, I'll power through, it'll be fine. And of course I will. I always do. But yeah, I guess that's just how my brain is at the moment. It's just so confuzzled and lost and confused and like, where am I? What day is it? What is this place again? I don't know. Anyway, I have rambled quite enough, I think. I'm approaching the 10-minute mark. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me, and I will see you next month, hopefully.